Hey, welcome back to Set a Spell. That's some good water. Obviously, the topic of discussion today, self-explanatory, water. So, with natural disasters and man-made disasters, things of that nature, if your water gets shut off, there's a hurricane or tornado, earthquake, flooding, anything can affect the water supply. If you're on the grid water system, city water, or rural city water, that could be an issue. If it's a SHTF or without rule of law or grid down situation, major emergency, major catastrophe, whether a terrorist act or otherwise, the number one thing you're going to need is water. It's the number one thing. You can go 3 days without water. That's it. And the water that you do drink, you want to make sure that it's clean. So, having said all that, stating the obvious, you're going to want to have backup systems to your water supply, your drinking water. And that leads me to, this is usually people's first option. I store bottled water as well, and that's fine. I've heard reports that there's microplastics in the water. I don't know how long it will take to affect you, or if it will affect you. It's just there are some reports out saying there's microplastics, and I don't know if our body flushes that. I don't know anything about that. But this is better than dying of thirst, being extremely dehydrated. So I do store that. I also store potable water, basically water in like a milk jug, an old milk jug, juice jugs, things like that. Instead of just throwing them away or just recycling them, I'll rinse them out, fill them with water, write H2O on it. We can use that in the event that the water system doesn't work, or it could even be if you're on a well. If the electric goes out, you don't have a generator, no way to pump that water up to the surface, or if your well goes dry, have this extra water on hand, gallon jugs or buckets or what have you, and you can use that to flush your toilets. I wouldn't drink it, seeing as how it's been stored in a milk jug or a juice jug, but you can use it for things like that, washing your hands, but not for drinking. So, as you've probably seen in the video, we got running water. That's great, but I also showed you a little snippet of a pooling of water, a mud puddle, and that's also a source of water. And of course, you also seen the view of the gutter, and you heard the water. Because it's raining, the water's running right down in that gutter. It's going down into a drain, and it's exiting the property, or exiting the system. So, not to get too far into the weeds or go crazy with it, one of the things that we do is we have on hand Sawyer mini filters, water mini filters. And these are 0.6 micron, excuse me, 0.1 micron filter, and it filters up to 100,000 gallons of water. And what they say is that the filter will more than likely break. You as a human will more than likely break the filter in use, repeated use, before the filter would ever even reach 100,000 gallons. But yeah, 100,000 gallons, through something like this. It has a squeeze bag that comes with it, as well as a straw. So you can take that filter, go to rainwater, water puddle or something like that, and you can pull the water out, or in this case you have water in the gutter running. You don't want to drink that straight, you'd want to filter that. So another option would be to collect the water and then use that to flush your toilets, wash dishes, things like that. For drinking, if you don't have a filtration system, of course you can always boil the water, but that obviously requires energy. You're going to have to build a fire. If you don't have electricity, you have an electric stove, you're going to have to build a fire outside. You're going to have to, if you have a natural gas stove, good on you, boil the water and then rolling boil, and then let it cool, and then you can drink it. So pretty important. You can store water, like I said. You can use plastic 55-gallon drums. A lot of the soda manufacturers, drink manufacturers, they have 55-gallon drums that they're either giving away or selling for a real low price, and you can flush those out and you can collect off your gutter if your state allows. Of course, mind your local state and local laws concerning collection of rainwater. But anyways, you can collect the rainwater. Once that fills up, you can cap it. You can have 55-gallon drum of water ready for whenever the situation arises that you may need it. But it's just a few thoughts. Keep an eye out also for water sources around you. It may be a creek that doesn't run dry in the summer, a creek nearby, a river, a lake, pond. Of course, again, non-running water is going to have bacteria, more things you're going to have to worry about as far as medically affecting your system. Again, you're going to have to boil that kind of water. Running water isn't perfect. It doesn't mean that it's clean just because it's running. You're going to want to filter that as well. But these are just a few ideas for you to start thinking about in the event that the grid goes down, the water supply gets interrupted. If you're on the system, whether it's a water main break and they have to shut your water off, collect this water. You can still flush your toilets, things like that. So thanks for sitting a spell, and if you liked the video, like and subscribe. I hope this information was helpful, and have a good day. God bless.